Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon Spratt, and I'd like to welcome you to my first YouTube video here today. The occasion is Minnesota Twins 2020 opening day. Today was supposed to be the Twins home opener, of course, canceled due to the COVID pandemic here on Thursday, April 2nd, but we're repping the Bomba squad anyway. We got Target Field here painted over my shoulder, so a perfect setting to have a little baseball fun anyway. So today's activity on this first video, opening a couple of packs of 2020 Topps opening day baseball cards. We're going to get right into that in just a minute. But first, I would just like to dedicate this video to all the healthcare professionals, grocery store workers, emergency personnel, our leaders, our government officials, and just anybody else who is out there fighting the good fight against COVID. Obviously, to help all of us stay healthy, just sitting here in our basements and hoping to just pass the time and stay safe. So um, this video is dedicated to all of those essential personnel across Twins territory and then across the world as well who are helping us fight this pandemic. We'll be back to baseball soon when it is safe to do so, but until then, just stay home, Minnesota, and we'll get through this. So we're going to start with the first pack here. I'm really excited to open some of this. And I'm going to show you the cards as we go through. So let's get into it. All right, first we have Merrill Kelly of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Next, Gene Segura, Philadelphia Phillies. I actually really like this card with the baby blue, powder blue Phillies uniforms. Then we got Dee Gordon of the Seattle Mariners. Joey Lucchesi of the San Diego Padres, young left-handed starter. Randal Grichuk of the Toronto Blue Jays, who was he was a first-round pick of the LA Angels in 2009, I believe, one pick ahead of Mike Trout. Actually had that discussion recently with an Angels fan friend of mine. I think that's how I should phrase that. Jameson Taillon, Pittsburgh Pirates. Then we have Sean Doolittle of the Washington Nationals. World champion Nationals, of course. Daniel Vogelbach, Seattle Mariners. Eduardo Rodriguez of the Boston Red Sox. Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves. That's a cool card. Maybe blowing a bubble or something there is young Ronnie. But yeah, so Ronald Acuna, he is 22 years old out of Venezuela, for those of you that might not know. He is just an absolute stud. He's been worth over 9 WAR in his first 2 seasons in the big leagues, at least according to this Topps card. And I believe he was the second youngest player to have a 30-30 season in MLB history last year, Mike Trout being the youngest. So Ronald last year had 41 homers and 37 steals. So yeah, he's all right. Brandon Woodruff, Milwaukee Brewers, probably would have been their opening day starter, and we also share a name, so that's pretty cool. Then we got the San Diego Padres, Petco Park, a shot on opening day last year with the beautiful blue skies. Justin Verlander. Do we still like JV? I don't know. He seems like a pretty cool guy, but he plays for the Astros, right? Then we got Slugger with 3 R's. Slugger. Kansas City Royals mascot. Trey Mancini of the Baltimore Orioles. Actually, prayers for Trey Mancini. He had, don't quote me on this and look it up yourself, but he has some sort of cancer right now. So certainly our prayers go out to Trey. Hopefully he gets better and can help the Orioles soon. Francisco Lindor, absolute menace in the Twins side for the Cleveland Indians. Frankie Lindor, he is, 26 from Puerto Rico. I mean, he's been worth almost 30 wins above replacement in 5 seasons. It's pretty good. Oh, this is a cool card. Vladito. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Love that batting helmet, by the way. That's a cool card. Then we got Jonathan VR of the Baltimore Orioles in here on this card, but actually was traded to the Miami Marlins this offseason. Speaking of the Marlins, their catcher, Jorge Alfaro. Moose, Mike Moustakas. This is his Brewers card, but he also has changed teams. He's with the Reds now. Then we got Ozzy Albies of the Atlanta Braves. Probably my favorite non-Twins team right now is the Braves, so cool to get some of those cards. We got DJ LeMahieu, the New York Yankees. Wilson Contreras, Chicago Cubs. And finally, we have Michael Conforto of the New York Mets. So that is the last card here in this first pack. I'm just going to take a quick break, I guess, to explain me and my passion for baseball and collecting as well before we get to the second pack. So I've collected baseball cards for a good part of my life, I guess. When I was younger, I guess just a rough estimate of the age range, probably between like 6 and 12 was when I collected a ton of baseball cards. And actually other sports as well. I collect a lot of hockey, football, basketball, the whole deal. As you can imagine, that piled up a lot of shoe boxes in the basement of my house. And then for a few years, especially I'd say in high school, and then the first few years of college, I didn't collect as much, but in the last couple of years have really gotten back into the hobby and really, really enjoy it. Um, and I guess, yeah, it was last summer actually. I sold a lot of shoe boxes of my excess stuff and used it to kind of repurpose and get some more like equipment or I guess tools to sort things. Um, and yeah, so that's just kind of the basic story. In terms of baseball, baseball has just always been my love. The Minnesota Twins are my favorite sports team to follow. I love all Minnesota teams, don't get me wrong, but the Twins have just always been near and dear to my heart. And of course, last year's amazing season with the Bomba squad only furthered that love. So that's kind of my basic story. I guess to kind of explain a little bit about my collecting as well. Um, I know a lot of collectors, especially ones that put stuff out there. It's a lot about, getting the rare card and selling for them. And that's great. If that's the way the hobby works for you and that's what you enjoy, then I think that's great. But for me, I've always reveled in just the common cards, if you will. So I get a lot of, Topps opening day, for example, just regular Topps. Some of my other favorites are Bowman. Every year, getting the prospects. Anyone that knows me knows I just obsess over prospects and, sort of who's next and getting those cards before they even make it to the big leagues is really cool for me too. But, I'm not in it for the money. I'm just in it for the love of collecting, and I love to have the most complete collection I can, if you will. So, yeah, that's what I enjoy about the hobby. I just enjoy getting those new cards and having as thorough of a collection as I can. I guess I don't know for sure, but I think I'm only missing one or two of the Twins' projected 26-man roster coming into the 2020 season. By the way, it sounds weird to say 26-man roster, doesn't it? Uh, yeah. So, and that's the case for actually a lot of teams. The Twins are obviously my most thorough team that I have the most cards from, being that they are my favorite, but find myself having a pretty thorough collection of just about all 30 teams. So that's a little bit about me. We're going to get into the second pack in just a moment. But first, I need a little drink of water here. This is also a good conversation piece. 2020 Spring Training Arizona. Sorry, there's a little glare there. Has all the team logos over there. I'm really fortunate. I did get a chance to go to spring training this year with some of my best friends from college. It was just an awesome experience, even though it wasn't a Twins game, it was a Brewers game. Brewers and White Sox, actually. But yeah, it was just a great experience. Loved the game of baseball so much. And, you know, getting that experience I think about 4 weeks ago to be at spring training, the week before everything got shut down, was really, really cool. And I'm certainly fortunate that I had that opportunity to get to spring training this year. Um, but, as I said earlier, baseball will be back when it's safe to do so. And I can't wait for that day. So without further ado, let's get into the second pack here, shall we? All right, first card here in pack number 2, we got Michael Baez, San Diego Padres rookie pitcher. Then we got Ryan Braun, speaking of the Brewers. Keston Hiura, also of the Milwaukee Brewers. This guy is a stud, by the way. We actually saw him go deep in spring training. Hit one, I believe it was over the batter's eye in center field. So Keston Hiura is going to be a problem for years to come for a lot of teams. 23-year-old out of California. As a rookie, he hit 303, slugged over 570, 19 home runs in 84 games. So Keston Hiura is going to be a problem for the league going forward. Next, we have one of the newest Twins, not in Twins gear, of course, but Kenta Maeda. Yeah, seeing as this is our first Minnesota Twin, I guess we should go through this, huh? So Kenta Maeda, he's going to turn 32 very soon, April 11th. So happy early birthday, Kenta, in 9 days. He's from Osaka, Japan. Signed with the Dodgers as a free agent in 2016. So yeah, he's spent 4 years in the big leagues. His ERA 3.87. This is, I guess, the first time I've really dug into some of Kenta Maeda's stats. He has really impressive strikeout numbers: 641 punchouts in 589 innings pitched. That's really, really good for a starter. And his career WHIP is 1.15. So 1.15 base runners per inning. That's also phenomenal. So honestly, the deeper I dig on Maeda, I really, really dig this guy. So yeah, can't wait to see him make his debut in a Twins uniform. But after that brief tangent, we move on. Albert Pujols of the Los Angeles Angels, who currently stands at 656 career home runs. Eugenio Suarez, Cincinnati Reds. This guy, one of the more underrated players in the league for the Reds these past couple years. He hit 49 home runs last year for the Reds. Wow, that's crazy. Anthony Rendon, the newest Los Angeles Angel. By the way, he is in uniform. Look at that. This is a Anthony Rendon Angels card. One of the first, I'm sure. Rendon, I mean, what can we say about this guy? He is a stud. Led the league in RBIs last year with 126. Tied for the league lead with 44 doubles for the second year in a row. OPS over 1,000 last year. I mean, this guy was obviously huge in helping the Nats win the World Series, and he's getting Mike Trout some help in Los Angeles, so very interesting. Then we got Brian Reynolds of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was really good last year as a rookie. A lot of people probably haven't even heard of him, but as a rookie, he hit 314, 16 home runs, 37 doubles, and was worth over 3 wins above replacement. So Derek Shelton, former Twins bench coach, they don't have a lot to build on right now in Pittsburgh, but I think this guy's one of them, Brian Reynolds. Adalberto Mondesi, he's a fun player to watch with the Kansas City Royals. He had some injury issues last year, but had a really solid season. 43 steals and 10 triples to tie the league lead in just 102 games. So be on the lookout for Raul Mondesi. Just 24 years of age still, by the way. Wow. Aristides Aquino, the Punisher, as they call him. He was incredible with the Reds late last year. Let's see. No player in history hit his first 10 home runs quicker than Aquino, who needed just 16 games. It's pretty good, isn't it? Then we got Ian Kennedy, Kansas City Royals. Cincinnati Reds, opening day over at Great American Ballpark. And here's another opening day. We got Kauffman Stadium. Had the chance to go there last summer. It is really, really cool. Despite not being, one of those new stadiums in Major League Baseball, Kauffman is really, really cool. I love how it's built into the hillside, really, and the fountains are really cool. So they got a good ballpark down there in KC. Kansas City, Missouri. We got the Pirate Parrot, Pittsburgh Pirates mascot. Corey Seager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, who I would call the World Series favorites when baseball gets back going, especially with Mookie Betts and Cody Bellinger. Ooh. JT Realmuto, catcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. Omar Narvaez. I believe he was traded to the Brewers. He's with the Mariners in this photo, which Twins fans, if you look closely, that is Target Field in the background. I'm trying to see. Looks like Stroh. Jason Castro there in the background is the batter here, who is now with the Angels. So we got Buster Posey, San Francisco Giants. Elvis Andrus of the Texas Rangers. Domingo Santana, who is with the Seattle Mariners in this card, but he is with Cleveland Indians now, actually. Then we got the man himself, Garv Sauce, Mitch Garver. If you know me, you know I love my Mitch Garver. He just had a studly season with the Twins last year. 31 home runs in 311 at bats. If I remember, his home runs per at bat rate was similar to Mike Trout last year. So excited to see Mitch play a lot this year as the Twins' primary catcher. Then we got Zach Plesac of the Cleveland Indians. He was a rookie with them last year. James Paxton, New York Yankees. And finally, a fan favorite of the Twins in years past, Esky, Eduardo Escobar. That's a cool last card to finish on. And by the way, if you didn't follow Eduardo last season in his first full season with the Diamondbacks, he was unbelievable. He hit 269, slugging over 500, 35 home runs, 118 RBIs, and 10 triples. So great year for Esky down there in the desert. And yeah, after my recent trip to Arizona, certainly rooting for the Diamondbacks a little bit this year. I love the city and love the state. So again, just if you've lasted this long, I guess it's 17 minutes now. Wow, didn't expect that was going to be this long. But if you have stuck around this long, just want to thank you for tuning into my first video. Would love to see any comments you have. Is there anything you want to see on this channel going forward? I'm certainly willing to open more baseball cards with you because I just really enjoy it. I've also been playing a little MLB The Show lately. And looking to hopefully get the 2020 version, which has the full minor league rosters now come with the game, which is very exciting. Very exciting developments with MLB The Show. So yeah, I'm just really excited for where this channel could go in the future, and want to thank you for tuning into this first video. Again, drop a like or comments, and yeah, just in general, let me know what you think. So again, just want to dedicate this video to those dealing with the effects of the global pandemic right now, and stay safe, Twins territory. We don't have a baseball game to watch today, but hopefully this can help you out a little bit, and know that baseball is going to be back soon. So take care, everybody, and thank you for this first video. Cheers.